So first question, what is your full legal name?
Paul Lang.
Paul Lang. Excellent. Is there any names that you were called outside of that, maybe growing up?
My Cambodian is called Pala.
Paula.
That's my given name. So when I became a citizen, I changed to Paul.
To Paul.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. How do you spell that?
Pala is Phalla. Phalla.
Phalla. And in Khmer, how do you spell it?
I don't know.
That's okay.
I used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is okay. Do you read and write Khmer?
No, I just speak
You
Khmer. Yeah.
Very good. Do you know any other languages besides Khmer or English?
A little Spanish.
Nice.
A little bit.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Do you remember where you were born?
Well, I was told that I was born in Phnom Penh, capital Cambodia.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was told by my mom.
Yeah. And how old are you this year?
I'm 51.
51. Which year were you born?
I was told I was on October 1st, 1970,
Mm-hmm.
but due to my mom remarried to an older gentleman, so I was reduced to 1969
69.
on my record.
Yeah.
But my mom told me I was born in 1970. So that's, go from there.
Yeah. Do you know your Khmer year? Like the zodiac year?
Oh no, I don't have no clue what Khmer is exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you married?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. When were you married?
1996.
96.
Yes.
What is your wife's name?
My wife's name is Molly Doong.
Molly Do.
Yes.
Where is she from?
Cambodia also.
She's from Cambodia.
Uh-huh.
Wow. What do you remember from when you first met?
Well, I met through a friend through San Jose. I saw her picture, so I said I want to meet her. Yes.
Wow. Were you married in the church, like in a temple?
No,
or-
we married in actually at home,
Mhm.
and I was yes, traditional way.
Wow.
Yes.
Like a Khmer wedding?
Yes, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's amazing. How many siblings do you have?
Oh well, biological thing. I got two sisters, which one is passed in Cameroon and one live in Texas, and I got two half brother and one half sister.
Oh, okay.
They're in San Jose, and my sister that is my mom and dad, she's in Texas, and the one passed in Cameroon. Yeah,
So where do you fall?
I'm the oldest one.
You're the oldest?
Yes, I'm the oldest in the family.
Very nice. So, do you know when your parents were born?
No, I don't. Yeah.
That's okay. What are their names? Your mom's name?
My mom name is by record is Sarim.
Sarin.
Yeah, Saoim, and her last name Ouk.
Oh, UK.
And my dad name is Taj Viret, which is my our first marriage.
Oh, okay.
And my stepdad his name is Liang Lang.
Liang Lang.
Yeah, that's my stepdad.
Your stepdad.
Yes.
That's neat. So, where were your parents? Your stepdad, was he also born in Cambodia?
Yes, he's born in Cambodia. Yes, and also my dad, of course, is in
Yeah.
Cambodia also. Yes.
Are they all from Phnom Penh that you know of?
No, my dad I know. I was told probably he's from Phnom Penh, and my dad is from Battambang.
From Battambang.
Yes, my mom first.
The first marriage.
Yes, correct.
What do you remember about your grandparents?
What I was told, my grandmom. Passed away when my mom was 5 years old. And I knew my grandfather. I mean, he passed during the 80s, but he's can talk. He can't hear. So you come out, you have go.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I remember, and yeah, that's my grandparents. So I don't know where they're from or they're born.
Is that your grandparents on your mom's side or your dad's side?
It's my mom's side.
Your mom's side.
Yeah, and my dad side, I just know him also briefly, and on my dad's side, grandma, she passed, so I don't know her also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't know them very well.
yeah.
Do you know? Do your parents speak Khmer and English? Did they?
Yes, both my dad speak Khmer and English, and my mom, not really. Khmer.
Just Khmer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's neat.
And I think my stepmom speaks a little bit English and Khmer.
Do either of them speak Thai or Chinese?
No, because my stepdad, he speaks French
Oh, he speaks French.
and English. Yeah. So always, yeah.
Why does he speak French? Did he live in France?
Because I think during Cambodia, the French colonized.
okay,
So
during the
back
colonial
then,
period.
they all taught French. Yeah. So the older generation had to speak French.
Yeah.
You know, when you're educated one.
Can
Yeah.
he read and write in French?
Yes, he speak Khmer fluent, read and write, and also French and English.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's amazing.
my stepdad. Yeah.
So when did your parents leave Cambodia?
My real dad, he left in 1975
Oh, okay.
because he was a high-ranking military officer, so he had to leave. If not, he'll be captured and killed. And I believe my stepfather, he's a pilot, and he had a picture of his with his superior, which was American, and he hid it.
Hit it.
Yeah, so he didn't leave until when I left doing from refugee camp. I believe it was 1981, when all our family left Cambodia. Yeah.
How long were you in the Thai refugee camp?
Well, from my understanding, we left Cambodia, for me, with my grandmother, step-grandmother, 1979. So we left the refugee camp 81, so looking about 2 years in the
About
refugee
2 years.
camp, yeah.
So about how old were you when you lived in the refugee
About
camp?
8 years old when I was in the refugee camp, because I was born in 1970, the country fell, Khmer Rouge fell in 1979, so I'm looking between about 7, 8 years old. Yeah, based on my birthday.
Yeah. Did you learn any Thai while you were there?
No, because we were moving from camp to camp, so there's no way that we able to learn any Khmer or Thai, so that's
Just moving around.
unfortunately,
a lot. Yeah. So what do you remember about the Thai refugee camps? I know you were very young.
Well, basically, not much. I can't when you're young, you just go with the pace of life. When chaos, when there's fighting occur, we just hit ourselves.
Yeah. You just.
We go into it's Thai board, but we go into deeper Thai.
Yeah.
Yeah, fortunately, my dad was able to connect with some of the Thai. We call them, like a family ourselves. Khmer how Madai Tor, Bok Tor. So yeah, so when the fighting break, we just hide, and just after it stopped, we come back to normal life. So yeah, I was fortunate that my dad, he know French and English, so he was able to work for non-profit. I think UNICEF back then. So yeah, so it was good. Yeah, we get enough. I guess we get enough to eat and stuff like that. But he's a real honest person, so I might respect that.
Yeah. How many children did your parents have when you were in the Thai camps? How many siblings?
Me, my sister is in Texas. That's 2 of us, and also one was born in the camp. So actually, I got 2 half sisters from my second marriage, my mom. So one was born in the camp. So 3 of us, and 3 of us at the camp. Yeah, she born later before we left Thai refugee camp. Yeah, this was my stepsister on my new dad's side.
Yeah. So you said you were about 7 when you
Yeah,
came to
about
the
yes.
States?
Well, I was at the camp. I was about 8 years old, 8, 7. So when I So 8 plus 2, so I'm assuming when I came here around 81, so I'm about 10 years
You're
old
about
when I
10.
got to the state, yeah. Yeah, I'm not good at math though.
That's okay. Neither am I. So when you came to the United States, what was that experience like?
Well, basically, I mean, it's new country, and you know the language, you know the
Yeah.
food. But I was able to live, in isolated one building, and it's a nice location, next to a baseball field and a police station. And I was able to. I'm really friendly. I was able to make friends really quick. I play sport,
Yeah.
so I would make friends. I play football and baseball, so I was able to make friends really quick. So it was nice. It wasn't that bad experience from when I grew up and when I came to the United States. So
Yeah.
yeah.
What was the experience like for your parents?
I mean, they got to adjust. I think my dad be okay because he spoke English and he understand that. He would work at the household that he translate for, refugee. He speak Khmer, and so he went in the hospital that he translate for them.
Yeah.
And my mom, like, I guess, she got to work, a job also, but her English wasn't well. She like work assembly job. Does not require a lot of English and language skill, just basic assembly work. Yeah. So that's what they did. Yeah. Until I finished high school and left here, came here
That's neat. So
to
have
California.
you, how long have you lived in California? Just since you.
Well, I left New York when I graduated high school. Yeah. The reason I'm here is that because my dad left since 1975, and something come networking. My mom know that he's here. So I don't really know my dad. I never knew him and stuff like that. So my mom wanted me to come to visit him to see what he looked like. But I resisted. I don't want to because he's like strange to me.
Yeah.
With all the push and shove, I decided to come here. So I met him. Then when you meet a lot of stranger, if I look at him straight, I call him dad. If I kind of glint toward, I call him uncle. So that's how it is. So yeah, it wasn't a good experience. I came here. He don't own a shop, and I'm thinking that maybe just I work when I go to high school and stuff like that. And I'm assuming maybe he get me an old car and stuff like that. Maybe just go to school, 2 year city college and transfer to 4 year. But I guess my dream and goal wasn't happening within about less than a year. They got evicted from their home. I was homeless. My dream and goal, my dad that I never met for 20 years old, I'm expecting some goal and dream that, you know. But I've been up homeless, not on the street, but I was fortunate to have a good friend that take me in here and there, and I was grateful and blessed that he took me in when I have no job, 19, I think it was like 19 years old, and this good goal and dream that you had, expectation, but it fell apart. So, he took me in and we carpooled to school, and finally I able to find a job. Then I went to rent a room, share a room. Back then was $300. Now it's $1,000 a room. So it's just a room to sleep. Go basically. I have no transportation. We carpool with him, go to school and stuff. Somehow I able to afford a used car, and get myself to work. So that's why I came here, California.
To work. Yeah. And so did you meet your wife here in California?
Yes, while going to working and stuff like that, I met my wife through a friend, and we got married and stuff like that. It wasn't a marriage that a good marriage, but we didn't get a upbringing, and she didn't get an upbringing, so we just learn on the go.
Yeah.
So there's no core value that was taught to us. There's no core value that taught to her. The reason that they don't know, they cannot teach. I learned that late in life, so I accepted that. Back then I wasn't, sometime when you, in New York, sometime when you come home, you lock the door, you lock the key, you lock the door, but when you come back, the door, you can't unlock the door. You know why? Because they didn't pay the rent. Right? It's not the first time, right? I say, why? I locked the door when I left, and so I can't get in. So yeah, that's that life is, You know, some right now in New York that I told my daughter, you're lucky you have your own room. Over there, I live with 10 people. Well, 10 people, 2 bedroom and 1 bathroom. So, and right now my daughter, she got a room that fit the queen bed. She still says small. So yeah, that's I just want to share that a little bit. But you know, you learn, like the Lord said, you learn. He put there in front of you so you grow and be stronger. So I could share that with my daughter and other that I meet. You know, the what I gone through. So
How many children do you have?
I have two daughters. One is Marlena, is 25, and Lily just turned 17. Uh, so she graduating high school in May. So she can't wait to grow up.
Yeah.
I want to slow down, but she want to go fast.
She wants to grow up.
Yeah. So yeah, well, I'm blessed to have those there in my life. You know. Yeah.
That's amazing. So what is their birthdays?
Lil Marlena, my oldest one, had November 4th, 1996, and Lily is May. Oh, let's see, she's gonna bet at me. May 16. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, 1904. I mean 2004. 2004. Yeah, she's gonna be mad at me. Yeah. I just celebrate my daughter's 25th birthday. It was good. Yeah. So.
Are they
Yes.
both here in California?
Yes, they're both here. Yeah, they're out. So they hang out with my wife. So I always lose because when we vote, they always win. 3-1. Yeah, so it's good. They're a blessing in my life. So it's a joyful.
That is joyful.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, when did you join the church?
I joined the church in was good. It's easy to remember. I was September 31st, 2012, and my birthday is October 1st. So I can't forget that. It's a blessing. So yeah, it's a blessing in my life that I'm able to learn, to share, and to share with others.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a blessing in my life that I joined the church and able to take my daughter there and then tell her to be a good girl, So I'm blessed to be the mother of church.
So tell me a little bit about your conversion story. How did you decide to join?
You know what? Pretty simple. I know that I was born Cambodian, so they think we are kind of be a Buddhist. But we are Buddhists, but we don't go to temple. We don't practice, we don't read, we don't write. We can't read anyway. The only time we go to the temple is that there's a holiday, just for the food.
Yeah.
So the only time in Buddha you go to temple when you're old. So basically, my conversion is that story is pretty simple because in life, my daughter and they have no place to worship because when my business mentor told me, Paul, there's 3 alignments that you have to make your life right. 1, it's God. 2, your family. 3, your business school. If you mix that up, your life will be in a line. So when I heard that, I have a job, I have a family, I have a job, but I have no religion to go to. I'm Buddhist, but it's just by. But then I prayed I joined Jehovah's Witnesses. When I came here, the Christian group took me over to go to their places. I know basic praying, so I prayed before about Joseph Smith. I didn't know that before, so I prayed, what religion I should join. And one day, my wife told me that, honey, there's a Cambodian New Year celebration going on at church. So I said it was on a Friday. So I just came from the gym, I made my jumpsuit. I took a shower. So no, I'm not going. I'm not going. So you go ahead. Then something, but she left something you could call prompted me. I didn't know that to go. So I got up and got dressed and I went in there and I remember vividly that I opened that big door of the big gym that I saw. I felt the love that from there. Especially the people and you could call the spirit back then. I didn't know. So I love that, and my wife invited the elder to come to church and stuff like that to church, and the lesson. I took the lesson and I learned that, and they asked me to baptize for months. I say no, because for me, If I commit to something, I commit. I just not just to say something. So I said no. There's something that I need to give up before I could say yes.
Yes.
So I was able to give up that, because at that time I was not working. So I was underpaid tithing. So because I cannot join the church because it's a requirement, you got to pay your tithing. So I would get work and I would pay my tithing, then I say yes, I'm baptized. So the reason I joined the church because I received a message of the strength of youth. So when I go to other church, they teach about just God only. But when I saw strength of youth, it teach about 360 of life. So I said to myself, this is a good place for my family because I have a daughter that need this information, that is knowledge. At first, I joined because of the value of life that to teach, because I don't know about Joseph Smith. I don't know too much about the gospel. I know when I read that the value they taught about association, education, purity, to name a few. So, fitness. So that is what I fell in love with. Then after that, then I learned as I joined the church, I learned the knowledge about the gospel. The reason I love the gospel because that what I have, what I know, I could add value to others because people don't know. They might know the church, you call it more back then, and they just know, but they don't know the real deal, what our church can offer. So that's why I fell in love with first is with the core value that they taught about life. Then after that, when I learned about the gospel, about our Savior and Jesus Christ, then that would be a plus for me.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful. The reason I joined is it's not about for me. What I learned in life is that it's not about life. Is that how many people are better because you live. I said to myself, if how many people are because our Savior came and lived and died and lived again. Right. So that's why I believe. That's why I'm so. That's why I like so much about the gospel. You could not for yourself also, but share with others. Especially our second generation Cambodian, they really need this gospel and what it taught and the core value it teach. So yeah, that's one of my. That's why I joined the church.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, is there anything else that you'd like to share? Maybe some of your favorite memories, just in your life that you'd like to share with your family?
Not really. I mean, good memory during my. My. Don't remember that. When I was growing up, life was harsh, right?
Yeah.
But the only good memory that I have is that I got married. I got two beautiful daughters, and I'm able to join the church, and that's a blessing, because what you have, you experience that you have a harsh life. Like I said myself, I might not get a good start, but I will have a good ending.
Exactly.
So, and also, the reason that I so passionate about this, so I could share with others my experience, also what I learned from the gospel, to share with other Cambodian generation that they don't make the mistake I do, and also they can learn the value that our church, core value they teach in the gospel also. Yeah, that's why I'm so passionate about being among our church. Yeah.
I loved what you said about that they live and they die, but they can live again. So
Yes,
I wanted to ask you about your sister that you mentioned that passed away in the Pol Pot era. What do you know about her?
I don't really know her. I mean, I was 4 years old back then, and I don't really know her name.
Mm-hmm.
I know that she did tell me that I have another sister, and also it's a blessing that you're able to meet her again. That's yeah. Sometimes you never thought about that. You go through life, especially now. You don't reflect back. Sometimes you're the one that passed. sometimes we more heard about family history, but I guess we hear, but most people, most including myself, never took time to look at it or pursue it. But well, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, yes, it's good to know. Most people don't know that when I will don't know that if you're gone, you're gone. But it's good to know that we'll meet them again. Which is a blessing. Yeah.
We will. We will see them again. What do you hope future generations will learn from hearing these Cambodian histories?
Yeah, I guess I guess one thing I could is do your family history. Go back and just that. Don't forget your language, especially you here in Cambodia. Automatically learn the read and write, but as first generation Cambodian here, make sure that you doesn't matter. Oh, I'm 51, so I always still want to learn Khmer and read and write. And especially generation, I hope and pray that you have to learn, your culture, your family history, also your speaking, and also your literature. Without that, with no literature, no writing, no reading, no speaking, no culture, no tradition, then you're nobody. So it's my message to you that I should have done that when my daughter was younger, but I didn't know. So I want to leave that message to who is listening here that, you can't lose it. You have to carry on. Doesn't matter how hard it is. You have to take initiative and make it happen here in the United States. Like I say to our member in the branch, we have Cambodian branch now. 30 years from now, you cannot call Cambodian branch because nobody speaks or write Cambodian. So I hope you can understand that our brothers and sisters out there in the state with the branch award, make sure we keep that going. Our culture, tradition, reading and writing, that we still Khmer. So without that, we're nobody.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Well, it's been great to get to know you, Paul. Thank you so much for meeting with us today.
But thank you for coming for a long way, and I appreciate, your time, and I know that even though I'm gone, with this project you're doing, just not for me, for forever, that you touch their life, even though I'm not here, but my grandkid or generation to come will see and feel and today. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
And if our sister or brother asks you to the interview, please invite them to your home, and this is priceless, it's precious. And once again, thank you.
Thank you so much, Paul.
ขอบคุณจ้า
Good.